Okay. Again, thank you very much, everyone. Again, as I already said to you, and welcome everyone, Trashi Delegs and Trashi Delegs, welcome. Okay. Today we're going to discuss or reminding of the teaching of our gracious kindness, compassionate teacher, the Buddha taught about 2,600 years ago. He gave variety of teachings to benefit all living beings through his love, compassion, non-violence, peaceful approach, and respect and appreciation to every single living being in that context of love, compassion, respect, appreciation, and harmonious. And he gave variety of teachings. All those teachings solve the problems of our living being that we always challenging or encountering all the time, such as physical trouble, mental trouble, emotional trouble, psychological trouble, or generally, basically, simply say, all kinds of troubles. He gives so many teachings how to really bring more calm, peace, back to our nature, back to our source, where really we actually belongs. He gives so many teachings. So this teaching, what again, I'm going to just reactivate it, remind it to all of us of this, is some of the teachings. Again, to begin this teaching, or to reflect the teaching, always in the teaching said, correct the motivations. Because motivation is really the instrumental wherever we like to direct our life, our destination of the now and the future. Future. Right now, we are on the now, on the platform of the present. And the future is our destination. Whether you are believing or not believer, future is our destination. To make the better future, we have to reactivate our direction right now. Now will lead the direction of the future, wherever we like to turn. As I said, whether we believer or non-believers, or we are intellectual, thinker, analyzer, whatever it is, future is our destination. So from where, how we turn to the change? Therefore, how we change that direction, how to reset of that button, how we reset. That is right now with our motivation. Motivation means the mind. To set up the mind or motivation, something nice, something is lined up to our nature. What that means, our nature? According to Buddhism, Buddha's teaching, our nature of mind is calm, peaceful, loving kindness, compassion, honest, intelligence, smart. That is really nature. But however, due to our mistakes, we twisted our nature. With the thinking we are doing something good, reality we are bouncing back to our head by our own fist, and then we're making trouble. And that is, so therefore, correct the motivation, always in the teaching mentioned. So correct the motivation, what is? Joy and appreciation. It's simple, nothing mystery. Joy and appreciation, being grateful. Be happy. What do you have? If you happy, if we are happy what we have, then the next good things will come. Because our intelligence, our smartness, our joyful effort all will rise up nicely with joy and happy and content, and then bring the abundance of the other good things one after another. If we start with the sad and suffering, the melancholous and kind of like depressed, the blaming to ourselves, that won't lead the joy and happy and peace what we want. It will lead all those kind of things. Related with that we know. And therefore, always in the teaching said, right, the correct motivation. joy and appreciations. We have so many beautiful things that you all know, and we all know. Many beautiful things to compare with many other beings, other people, to think of us, how much we have. And happy and joy and appreciate that what we have. Combine that with the good heart, which in Buddhism known as Bodhichitta. And that joy in good things what we have, wishing that to all the beings, others have that may. Really sincerely wishing that to all the beings, may they have happiness, peace, and joy, and free from suffering, the difficulty, troubles, and whole world become the peace and harmonious and calm. Really wishing that from heart is so important. We are making the peace. That time we will become the one of the peacemaker of our own this world. We start a peace and harmony, the global peace. Start from us, not from start from outside. So this peace, bodhicitta, and the joy and appreciation is the fundamental, instrumental to bring the peace and harmony to the world too, in a larger level. It's true. So therefore, correct the motivation with the bodhicittas. And then today we are going to reflect in the teaching of the Buddha, particularly teaching on the Amitabha. And really wishing that may everyone have by this bring joy and peace, happiness, free from suffering, sadness, trouble, difficulty, all challenges now ended up. Wishing that in the heart. Those are known as in Buddhism the essential dharma. It's dharma that is. Of course it is a Buddhism terminology, it's a dharma. But that love and compassion and joy and appreciation is not occupied, reserved by the Buddhism. Bodhichitta. It is our basic nature, your basic nature. Reactivating, re-glorifying is good for you or good for me, good for the others, good for our family members, good for our friends, and all the neighbors too. So that we should activate that with those beautiful thoughts, and then we discuss teaching of the Buddha. As I said, Buddha gave variety of teaching how to to benefit every living beings, now and forever in the future. And those all teachings are so special. But particularly today what we are going to discuss is teachings on the Amitabha that we started a few weeks ago, and I'm going to talk that again today, these teachings on the Amitabha, what is known as 4 causes that will take rebirth in the Pure Land of the Amitabhas. That is the teachings today that what we are going to discuss. And this is also generally rebirth that you all know. Buddhism believes rebirth. And Buddhism also follows the logic, reasoning. For example, the life is continuation. Life is a continuation. We have today, that also indicating we have yesterday, and that also indicating day before yesterday, and today came in a way because of yesterday. Today we are here, and this year 2021, that indicating last year 2020. So it is change of the continuation. When year end, not the year ended, time ended. It's just a changing time. And life is also like continuation, as like time, like these days, changing. When we die, we leave. That time is changed, but life is not ended, according to Buddhism. It's like time. Time never ends. Life never ends. What means lives now? When we die, of course, we leave the body. That is what in Buddhism often known. This body has 5 components, 5 elements. Those are the earth, water, fire, wind, and then together with the space. Those are known as 5. These 4 elements are rented in a way, is compounded. When we are concepted in the mother's womb, That time, those four elements are gathered, support within the space of this, within the stage of the space or the sky. These all forms are formed. Now that continued, and now we are here, and then one time that four element parting way, and then we are singled out. What we single out is consciousness, our mind. Is that will be continued. So who is really continuing from life to life? Not this physical body, not these physical bones, but the consciousness. Consciousness is when we think of consciousness. I mean, you think too, consciousness. What is consciousness? Can we figure out anything? We all have the consciousness, or we all have the mind. But what is mind? Think. This is not just a Buddhist dogma. If you think, you become more intelligent, smart, not naive, not just believing, blindfolded by our own kind of unknowing situation, and then with the presumptions. Think. Where is my mind? What is my mind? Mind is here right now. But mind is, can we touch? Can we hold? Can we grab? Can we push? Can we bounce? Can mind blocks? Can block it? Can mind crush it? None of those things can happen to mind. Therefore, mind will, in a way, indestructible. This, our mind, is like light, like energy. It will continue. What it will continue, it carried the whole package of our memories, habit patterns, that is registered, imprinted in the clothes of the mind. I'm using it as like modern time, iClothes. Example of iClothes. Maybe you know better that way, iClothes. But cloud of the mental space is registered, all that imprinted. That package, all will carry. For example, our memories now. Of course, there's a lot of psychiatrists, or those analyzes, or is in brains and all that things. But where that brains and all that, if you really started thinking of that part of the brains, it's not, the memory is not based upon according Buddhism, it's not based upon the channels and the nerve systems and the muscles. It is absolutely based on the consciousness, on the mental status. Mental status. Mental state is, as I use example, iClothes. That is what really continues. Therefore, if we set up now, changing something mentally to connect it to that, that will change the direction of the future. For that reason, then we do the meditation practices, cultivating more that hidden quality of the mind, such as joy, love, compassion, calmness, loving kindness, peace, harmony, all that we bring forth, because those are the nature of the mind. It's nature. And to activate that, then it will continually, that bright, that confidence, that courage, that calmness will continue to follow. No matter whatever challenge you go through. Even if it's alive, if we have a calm, peaceful mind, external looks like really very kind of like terrible and not unpleasant, not pleasant and all terrible things. But mentally, those many people who are calm and peaceful, they're calm, they're happy, they're peaceful. They're more happy than those people who are surrounded by all the luxury things. There's more calm, peaceful, joy, laughing, smiling. A lot of time, blind peace and joy, happiness, really. And those when they don't have the peace and happiness in mind, even they're surrounded all the luxurious atoms that exist in the world, still they are suffering and having difficulty. That we see. We are our own eyewitness. Why that happening? What that means? What this means in the world? What is the answer for that? And so therefore, thinking of this and changing to the direction of the future right now is so important. Those are just my kind of how important the present time. And therefore, in the Buddha's teaching, always kind of talk about recorrect the motivation. So motivation of joy and peace, happiness, appreciation, and with this kindness, compassion, thought for all living beings, wishing good things. Really, that is touched to our heart of the nature of the mind, and then it will help. It is tremendously powerful, meritorious, and healing powers. All that. With that, then we do the practice and follow these teachings. Now, as I said the other day, the Buddha Shakyamuni taught so many times about the Amitabha teachings, particularly in the Mahayana teaching and the Vajrayana teachings. The Buddha taught about the Amitabhas. Particularly, there is a famous sutra known as Amitabha Sutra, or Sutra of the display of the Pure Land of the Amitabha. That Buddha Shakyamuni taught at the Watcher's Peak mountain. If you went to India, it is in Bihar now, modern time, northern India. Bihar, there is called the Rajagiri. Nearby Rajagiri, there is holy mountain known as Watcher's Peak mountain, and where Buddha Shakyamuni and his disciples stayed so many years and gave so many profound teachings to that spot. So this Amitabha teaching also Buddha gave on that mountain, and surrounded by with the 32,000 of the students, of the ordained students and arhatas, and so many and bodhisattvas, other bodhisattvas, lay practitioners, and the Buddha gave these Amitabha teachings. So this is in the Tibet called the Opa Mipe Hyayin Kopam Do, or Sutra of the display, the Pure Land of the Buddha Amitabha. So that's what Buddha gave. And Buddha gave these teachings, surrounded by so many of those students, but he kind of gave particularly directed that teaching to his personal attendants known as Ananda. And he gave this Ananda, he called Ananda, and continuously talked Ananda. I mean, throughout the teaching that he's almost kind of giving the teaching, but same time, Ananda is also asking questions and Buddha answering that. So in a way, dialogue of the teaching that he started to give teachings. So in that teaching, Buddha said, and now, for example, now when we're thinking of the two, to benefit to ourselves and benefit to all living beings, to propel that goal. Then Buddha gave so many teachings, as I said, and you all know that Buddha gave with practice so many different practices, meditation and many variety of the meditation and all that teaching. But among those all teaching, and particularly among the Mahayana Sutra, Amitabha practice on Amitabha is mostly swept in an easy approach to get enlightenment, to fulfill our goal of the Bodhichitta. In the teaching said, this is in the Sutra Mahayana teaching, and to get Buddhahood, to get enlightenment, it takes so many eons to reach enlightenment. But practice on Amitabha is really fastest one to fulfill the goal of the Bodhichitta and benefit to ourselves and all other beings. So therefore, this is considering one of the really fast, easy, convenience, and methods to really fulfill our goal and help to the other beings to fulfill bodhicittas. So therefore, this is so important. Buddha Shakyamuni told to take the rebirth in the pure land of Amitabha, there is 4 causes, 4 conditions. What Buddha said in the teaching, or Ananda, some other practice, or some individually, or maybe not that way. Ananda, whoever think Buddha Amitabha again and again, thinking of the Buddha Amitabha in the Pure Land again and again, and then performing lot of meritorious activities, and third, and developing the Bodhichitta and with the aspirations, or developing Bodhichitta and dedicating merit for all the beings. And the fourth is lot of aspiration prayer that may I reborn in the purity of the Amitabha with all, and as well as all the sentient beings. If you do that, and that individually, when is the time come, he said in the teaching, when time come that that individual is nearing the end of life, or near the end of life, he will, or that, not just he, whoever thinking that person will see Buddha Amitabha as well as all the retinues and disciples, see right in front of that individual who is nearly ending of the end of the life, and that individual be so happy, peaceful, not frightened by the death situation, and with that clear mind, he will pass away and take the birth in the Pure Land of Amitabha. That Buddha Shakyamuni himself said in the teaching. So now, to make clear that, what it stated, that stated 4 causes. If we perform these 4 causes or conditions, that will take us to rebirth in the Pure Land of Amitabha. And that is, first is, to remembering of the Pure Land of the Amitabha and Amitabha Buddha himself. That is the first. And with that thought, performing a lot of meritorious activities, second, meritorious activities, that is second. Third is developing the Bodhichitta, or having Bodhichitta thought in the heart and the mind, and that is third. Fourth is with the lot of aspiration prayer and a dedicated merit to be born in the Pure Land of Amitabha. So those are known as 4 causes to take rebirth in the Dewachen. So therefore, according to the teaching, if you have that thought, intention, there is nothing big concentrations, a big meditation you needed, because merely thinking of the Amitabha and doing good activities with good heart, and praying that may myself and all the beings to take the rebirth in the Pure Land of Amitabha. Wishing that alone will take the rebirth in the Pure Land of Amitabha. So that is really what is 4 causes. Now we go a little bit detail and highlight. I'm sure you have this page. I believe you all have this. This is called the Praise to the Amitabha with the mantra. I'm sure you have that. I will highlight this. So these 4 causes, what we discussed here, 4 causes that. For here, for example, Blessed One, Das Gone, Subjuva Amity, perfectly fully enlightened, protector, Amitabha, that is what? Remembering Amitabha. And so this is among the 4 causes. This is up until here is first cause. Remembering Amitabha. So that means, and we go details on this. I'm going to go more details on this. But that is the first cause. Remembering of the Amitabha. That is. Second is what the cause. Performing a lot of meritorious activities. Meritorious activities, again, of course, this is, many of you should know that. I think you all know. I'm sure your practitioners, practicing, starting, learning that. But there's 2 merits. Accumulation merit, what's the merit? It's both merits. lot of merit is performing. In this case here, what is? And merit is here in English. To you I pay homage, make offerings, go for refuge. That is meritory activities. That is taking merit, cause to take the merit. That is meritory activities. Meritories. And that is, again, we go over this. Of course, you all know that, but I will go over those meanings too. But that is third, first and the second. Third is then with the bodhicittas. That means that whole this prayer start with the bodhicitta. You have good heart and good intention, thought, thinking of all the living beings we are doing prayer. So therefore, it is, even though it's not so clearly highlight of the bodhicitta, but means that here, he says, please bless me, bless me this time, me and all the living beings. Please bless me and all the living beings. That is bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means, so that is a thought cause. Then, bless me and take the rebirth, and take rebirth, or bless me and take the rebirth myself, all the living beings in the pure land of Dewachen, Amitabha, the pure land. That is the fourth cause. And having a lot of aspiration prayers and dedications. So that is, this one is explaining of the four causes. Causes, and that is how this is. So that is the first one. And now this one, again, we go with this. Now, how we think of this first is we're thinking of the pure land Amitabha and pure land of Amitabha, with reflecting right in front of us. That many of you already know Buddha Amitabha. Buddha Amitabha is the same as like Buddha Shakyamuni, with the one face, two arms, and two leg, and sitting with the lotus posture or the Vajra postures that you all know. But what is here is the color is different, right? Red colors. And Buddha Amitabha is sitting with the equanimity mudras. Equanimity mudra like this. Mudras. And in the teaching said, Buddha Amitabha, which direction is Buddha Amitabha? According to the teaching, is in western direction. Western direction, how far? In the Buddhism, again, Buddha Shakyamuni gives so many teachings that there is so many universes. Our world is, of course, we are like one universe or whatever this world, but this is not just only one. There is so many, countless. In the teaching said countless. We can't put numbers. There is so many countless universes, every directions. That means the east, west, and the south, north, every directions. There is so many universes. So, pure land of Amitabha, where is Amitabha now? Is the western direction of our this world. In the western direction. How far? And again, in the Buddha's teaching, said the countless universes, far beyond countless universes. Countless universe. And that pure land, in that beyond there is a universe known as pure land of Amitabha, or in Sanskrit, Sukhavati, in Tibetan, Dewachen. That pure land is there. This is right now, that pure land there. And Buddha Amitabha, that means right now, Buddha Amitabha is a living Buddha. Right now there. And how that is, according to teaching, this pure land of the Amitabha is slightly higher than the altitude, or slightly higher than our this universe, or our this world where we are. Little higher, and there is the pure land of Amitabha. Or now I'm using pure land of Amitabha, but in the Sanskrit, Sukhavati, And the Tibetan Dewachen, in English, I think translated land of bliss. Blissful. Land of peace and harmonious. Land of peace and harmonious. Why this land of peaceful harmony? Because there is no suffering, the difficulty, even the names existing in that pure land. Everything is just pure. No suffering, no sad, no difficulty, no getting old, no sicknesses, no troubles, no quarreling, fighting, arguing, clashing, and worries, sad, and all that. Really no emotions are activating, such as anger, jealous, hatred thoughts, and hesitation, doubt, skepticals. All those are completely reduced, down. There's no active. Everything is gone. So what is there? Therefore then, peace, harmony, respect, appreciation. Everything is so beautiful, comfortable. Whatever you desire, that comes right there. Those desires are not mixed with the emotions. Desires of the happy, peace, compassion, loving kindness, respect and appreciation, kindness. And it's just so perfect and beautiful, so comfortable, and really comfortable. There is no kind of summer and winter, these harsh things. Everything is just completely perfect seasons. In the teaching, it says that if you want to be cool, immediately coolness comes. If you want to be warm, immediately warmness comes. And when you are you like to be surrounded with so many flowers, there's so many flowers, beautiful flowers, and those flowers are so many beautiful colors, and so many beautiful bees, and birds, and trees, and vegetation, the fruits, and everything, and that fragrance and peace is just really so perfect. And there is really what gracious teacher Buddha said, really there is no name of suffering existed at all. For that reason, land of Sukhavati is everything is calm and peaceful happiness. Why that happened? Because aspiration and commitment and fulfillment of the Buddha Amitabha when he was Bodhisattvas. As I said earlier, last time, Buddha Amitabha was born once upon a time as great, courageous, kindness, compassion, smart Bodhichitta, or thinking about all being Bodhisattvas. Then he accumulated merit and wish and met so many aspirations one after another. So then when he fulfilled all the aspirations, he was born as being Buddha Amitabha, and land become the Sukhavatis. So it's all these aspirations. Buddha Amitabha said, whoever hear his names with good thought, may that individually take the birth in my land or my pure lands. May never, whoever born in this my pure land, they never return back to samsara. And from that on, they are the path to the enlightenment, to the higher realization, one after another. Really, he made all those aspiration prayers. And aspiration prayers, and he made the accumulation merit, and he fulfilled that goal. Then he became the Buddha. So then, therefore, land of pure land is, Amitabha is so pure, so perfectly beautiful. Because his commitment, his aspirations, even we just merely think of him and wishing to be born that pure land, then we are making connections. In the teaching said connection, and we will go there surely, is that we will take the birth. Because as I said earlier, in Buddhism, life is not ended with when we die. It's just a changing. We're changing the chapter, changing the sections of the page, but we continue. Our life of the page, lives of the page continue turns one after another. Book is not ended there. It continues to go. And this time, we turn our page to the pure land of Amitabha. along with all our other practices, wishing that will become the cause to birth, take the rebirth in pure and Devachins. If somehow if we practice so diligently, beautiful, perfectly in this life and reach enlightenment within this lifetime, then that's a perfect, excellent. But still, so many great masters really take the birth in pure and Devachin. For example, that among the great master, great philosopher, great like physics or quantum physics philosopher in Buddhism, Nagarjuna also really take the birth in the Pure Land of Amitabha. He mentioned his last word, one of the last words. He said, now I will go. That means Nagarjuna. He said, now I will go to the Pure Land of Amitabha. He said himself. So he that. And so many other great masters. So all that is really that's Pure Land. So now merely thinking of this Pure Land and with the Buddha Amitabha. How we should think the Buddha Amitabha? In the teaching said, Buddha Amitabha is sitting on the 1,000-petal lotus and the moon disk that is supported, that throne is supported by 8 peacocks. So that means 2 peacocks in each direction. So that lotus is supported by the 4 directions. 4 directions. Each direction there is 2 peacocks. 2 peacocks on the front, 2 peacocks on the right side, 2 peacocks on the back side, 2 peacocks on the left side, and that peacock supporting this lotus. Above that lotus, and then there's a moon desk or moon cushion. And above that, Buddha Amitabha is sitting with the Vajra postures, you all know. And facing to us, facing to you, who are praying, facing to you. Buddha Amitabha is like beautiful, glorious, and kind, calm, kind, compassion, loving kindness, and radiating light of love and compassion, wisdom to us, to all the living beings, and looking to us with his eye of compassion, love to us really looking to them. And that is. And is like 32 major marks, 80 minor marks, those all Buddha's manner. That's. And his voice is beautiful, love, compassion, kindness, soothing, calming. Moment we hear the voice, it is just like radiating teachings of the truth. And that's saying to our heart and mind is that. And heart is completely filled with love and compassion, kindness for all sentient beings without any discriminations or the partialities. That is Buddha Amitabha as a glowing light, rainbow light of with red colors. Like red color as like ruby, but with the glowing light with that. And his right side is Genesis, our Lokiteshvara, compassion Buddha, Bodhisattva compassion, and white color standing in his right side. And his left side is the Vajrapani, Tuchinto in the teaching said, Tuchinto, powerful ones. Powerful one. In the color is blue. So Amitabha is red, and Jirezai is white, and the Tuchinto or the Vajrapani is blue. Both are standing on the lotus. And both are in the right hand is mudra of the protections. Protection and leaning, these palms like held up like this toward his right side, their right sides. And the left hand, our Lokiteshvara, Chinese hold the lotus, and that opens around the white lotus, opens the blooms, or opens his level of the ears, left ears. And the Vajrapani also, right hand is a protection mudra, same gesture as Chinese, and the left hand holding the blue lotus, that which opens. around level of his left ears. All those are known as the three principal object of refuge of the Pure Land of Amitabha, and looking to ask all of us with the eye of love, compassion, and wisdom. And Buddha Amitabha is leaning, or behind Buddha Amitabha is the Bodhi trees. Bodhi tree, which is so beautiful, perfectly shimmering, lightning. In the Buddha Shakyamuni in the teaching said, when this Bodhi tree, when you see, it will dispel all the sickness of the eyes. Have you heard this birds? So many days of birds and the trees are like what's called the leaves. Leaves are moving by the wind. It really like beautiful, charm, or it is songs. If you heard that song, that sickness and the troubles of the air is completely gone. And when you smell the fragrance of the Bodhi tree, that Buddha Amitabha is leaning, smell that will dispel all the troubles of the noses. And when you have the taste, this Bodhi tree has so many fruits and all delicious, beautiful fruits. If you taste that fruit, it will dispel the troubles of the tongues and voices. And if you have the feeling of the Bodhi tree and the touch, that it really will dispel the sickness of the physicals. If you think of this Bodhi tree, of all that call it will bring calm and peace in the mind and hearts. So that is the quality of the Bodhi trees. And Buddha Amitabha is leaning under or leaning with that Bodhi trees. With all these light trees are glowing with the light and all shimmerings. And Buddha Amitabha is surrounded by with so many bodhisattvas. In Bodhisattvas, the disciples, those are all like in the form of the arhatas and the great sage. There's so many beautifuls. This Buddha, so that is really Buddha Amitabha. The Buddha Amitabha is so powerful, so glowing light. The glowing light cannot be measured by anyone, and therefore it is known as Amitabha. In Sanskrit, the Amitabha, in English, I think translated, Buddha of limitless light. Limitless light. It has no measurement but glowing light, so powerful light of love and compassion and wisdom. The lifespans of the Buddha Amitabha also has no measurements. It's forever in a way. And for that reason, known as Buddha Amitabha's name, Amitayu, Buddha Amitayu. So the Buddha Amitayu or Amitabha is the same Buddhas. And therefore also the glowing state, the glories of the Buddha Amitabha has no measurement. Those are all words of the Buddha Shakyamuni when he gives his teaching in the Virtue Spring Mountains. Has no measurements. Therefore, is known as, in Tibet, Zgipami. There is no measurement of the glories. It's just so glowing, so majestic, so glorious that. So this is like, and then also the Pure Land is so, cannot be explained. Buddha Shakyamuni said in the teaching, Ananda, I cannot explain the whole quality and beauties of the Amitabha. Even I explain the whole these eons, still is not completed. Even he explained or talked about the quality of the Pure Land of Amitabha for 1 eon, but still is not completed. That's what Buddha said. It's so massive. Therefore, it is just like Pure Land of the infinite qualities. That what in the teaching said, hundreds of millions, I think in it is counted, Buddha counted, so 100 billions of the Pure Land qualities that I'm translating, that you can check carefully. In those, so many Amitabha prayers is so popular particularly in the Tibetan Buddhism or in Mahayana Buddhism, and also particularly there's a very famous master, the Amitabha practitioners and the yogi and the scholars known as Raga Akse, Karma Chami, his prayer of the Pure Land of Dewachen is so popular both in the Nyingma schools, Buddhism, as well as Kaju in the Nyingma schools. Really so popular. In there, he said so beautifully, perfectly said that. So if I translate roughly those numbers of the Pure Land, he counted that said maybe at billions. 8 billions and so forth of the Pure Land's qualities and their luxuries are all combined together as one single Pure Land, and that which is the Pure Land of Amitabha. All the beauties, all the majesties, all the comfort, all the beauty, all piled up one single to the Pure Land, that is Pure Land of Amitabha. So that is so beautiful. So that is what we're going to reflect the Pure Land there. That is, in a way, somehow if we didn't reach enlightenment within this life through our other practices such as Dzogchen, meditation and all that, but all those practices, meditation, Dzogchen, Mahamudra, Madhyamaka, Chu practices, and Phowa practice, transferring consciousness practice, all that combined together, and that push, there's a meritocratic activity that will push us to take the birth, Devachins. Along with this prayer, what we simply Buddha taught, these 4 causes. Suppose thinking of the Pure Land and thinking of the pure Buddha Amitabha is the first cause to take the rebirth in the Devachins. And that is really I'm talking, and now, then of course we go over more kind of this next time. But second is, now accumulating merits. Accumulating a lot of merits. And dedicating that merit to be born in the Pure Land of Dewachen, ourselves and all the beings. Wishing that, accumulating merit. What is merit? Merit is the activity of our good heart. What is good heart? Loving kindness, compassion, and joy and appreciation in respect to the others. With that attitude, with that thought, whatever deed you're doing, by physically and by verbally, by mentally, that is good deed. That is meritorious. Meritorious is not something kind of like mystery or something different kind of dogma. It's the activity of our good heart. Simple to tell, good heart. And when in the samsara, in the world, when people say, oh, he or she has a good heart, what that means actually? Because that person must have love, kindness, more honest, more truth. Do nice things for the others. Then people call good heart. That's the same thing here. But little more larger levels here. That good heart for all the beings, thinking of everyone, really. Not just only the village, our family member, only the people we met, but even we didn't see thing, but wishing everyone, because every single living being is struggling with the troubles. And every single living being has the same intention to be happy, to be peace, to be fulfilled. Something fulfillment. Yet, not completing, fulfilling, struggling. Great Master Shanti Deva said, people may be thinking they're trying to do the good things, yet maybe they're crushing their own happiness by their own mistakes, their own misdeeds, because due to the unknowing, and we don't see. Thinking of something I'm doing good for me or to my family, but reality maybe is turning opposite direction. That happened many times. So really, we everyone has wisdom. Everyone has joy, peace, harmony, happiness. Everyone has good common senses, sensibles, respect and appreciation. Don't from the ground build up good thought and really wishing with that. And that those all known as good activities. Meritorious activities, and then larger activities, meritorious activities such as 6 paramata practices. 6 paramata practice. And then in the teaching said also such as Yeah, so those are all the activity, meritorious activities, and that. So now what we discussed today, really I discussed today about among the four causes of the first one. What gracious teacher Buddha said, Ananda, whoever thinking of the Buddha Amitabha again and again in the Pure Land. That was one of the causes, among the four causes. So what I discussed today, really about the Pure Land of Amitabha and Amitabha. And with the Chinese or Avalokiteshvara, and as well as Vajrapani, and then Pure Land. So that is my brief talk for today, and thank you very much. And tomorrow again we will continue to talk. The second cause we start again that, and then I like to go over this prayer that what you got, and also this has those causes. Four causes. Each of those really has that. So the one is the first one is shorter, and with this prayer you chant the Amitabha mantra on Amidevari if you have time, and then chant the second one, and also you do the Amitabha as a mantra that if you have time, then do this next one, do again this prayer. Again, each of those all are to take the rebirth in the Pure Devaji. It has all those four causes, and I will go over that and kind of highlight of each of those according to my capabilities to you. And thank you very much again for participating, and we do continue. Now we do just one moment meditate a short time, or like 1 moment we stay silent, and we do the short dedication prayers. And then after that we're going to do again our kind of concluding evening practices of the Pema Samye we used to do here. So we like to conclude, and with that we will do some prayer requested by many individuals. At that time I will read and we'll do prayer. So that's what our session. So now we do short meditation, or 1 moment meditation, and then dedicate the short dedication. By this merit, may all attending the omniscient meet doing from the stormy from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings.